Morning, y'all. Rick Fearless, Strokers Dallas, Strokers Ice House, Punch Wally Garage, and Fearless Services. Good morning. How you doing? You all right? In today's episode, we are going to cover disco, making progress, and natural stupidity. Today is Saturday, January the 6th, 2024, year of our Lord. Season number 2, show number 6. In my life, the 366 Project, the Mr. Peabody Wayback Machine goes back to the 1970s. So the 1970s, the 60s were a big deal. From the 50s to the 60s, the 50s were more Leave It to Beaver kind of ma and pa and everybody eating supper together, and the 60s was a rebellion, and people started growing their hair. You got the Vietnam War and people protesting against that. And then in the 70s, there was the phenomenon called discotheques. So disco basically was dance music, and it was made popular. Disco was popular from, say, 1970 through the late 70s. And it was, there were some good bands that made up disco, like the Bee Gees, Donna Summer, ABBA, Casey and the Sunshine Band, and Gloria Gaynor. And while I'd never liked disco, if you wanted to be, because remember, in the mid-70s, I graduated high school, so this was my time to go out, have a good time, meet girls, hang out with the guys. Well, the girls were all into discos. And we didn't like discos because you had to dress up to go. There was usually a cover charge. And you had to know how to dance. Well, I danced 1,000 times on disco floor, and I don't know how to dance. But one of the other reasons I hated it was because disco got so popular that they played a lot of their music in place of the regular rock and roll music that we wanted to hear. But disco was a big deal. I have a disco ball in my office. I'll show it to you in a second. And I don't know. Disco was huge. We tried to go to rock and roll clubs instead of disco, but if you wanted to go where their girls were 10 to 1, you went to the disco. Let's check that truck. Check that truck, you big old... Woo! Hey, look at these are some brand new Chucks. You've got this brownish, goldish high top. Now these are water resistant. You've got this leather looking, and it is leather, Converse All-Star Chuck Taylor logo. White toe, white sole. Check this out. So these aren't your usual Chucks. The usual Chucks, are like that. These have like a boot bottom to them, which I really like. So you've got these brown matching shoestring, one eye down, double knotted for safety. Yeah, these are, say it with me, y'all, these are some handsome chucks. Oh, where's that disco ball? See the disco ball? Oh, you can't see it, I'm too far back. So you got the disco ball hanging up there off the light? Yeah. I used to like, Saturday Night Fever came out, and that was a big deal. And the music is just catchy. Even though I didn't like it, it just promotes, and disco started by some guy in New York started a dance club, and he started playing that music, and it just took off. And then the biggest one was, that Studio 54 up there in Manhattan. Dad joke, artificial intelligence is no match for natural stupidity. I can testify to that. Strokers Dallas merch, merch.com. Check us out, please. If you're looking for a bike, you want to sell a bike, strokersdallas.com. Check out our bikes for sale. We have a lot. We got some good deals, and I'm a wheeler dealer. You got some of your own trade? Call me up. Southern slang, heavens to Betsy. Heavens to Betsy, what's going on over there? That was a surprise. Heavens to Betsy meant you were surprised. Get off the couch, a motivational minute. Never discourage anyone who is continually making progress, no matter how slow. What does that mean, Mr. Fairless? That means if somebody is trying and they get up and they're making an effort and they're making a little progress, encourage, not discourage. In this world today, there's so many people, and I want to say young people, so I'll go ahead and say it, that are entitled, they think, and they don't want to work. So if somebody is making some progress, give them a little encouragement. And if that's you, good job. Good job. Let's just keep going. One foot in front of the other. I'm going to leave you with this. In 1976, there were 10,000 disco clubs in America. Can you imagine that? 10,000 discotheques in America. Saturday Night Fever, the soundtrack, sold 40 million copies. This is in 1976. What started as a dance club playing dance music in New York City grew to be a worldwide phenomenon. Shoot me an email, rick@strokersdallas.com. Let me know when you listen, where you listen, Facebook, YouTube, whatever. And anybody that ever has any ideas for the show, I'd love to hear them. Today is Saturday, so should be a good day. We get a lot of out-of-towners in on Saturday. And if you're coming in from out of town, if you don't see me, ask my daughter Chelsea to summon me to the front counter, because I'd love to meet you and shake your hand. All right, have a beautiful weekend. I'll see you tomorrow. Gotta go. Let's see, what was the phrase? Heavens to Betsy, I got to go. Love you, bye.